for record purposes, can you introduce yourself?
I'm Dr. John Chidozie Ejezi. I'm the president of the Nigerian Association of Volunteer Partners.
Well, so you've come this far, and this is the sixth conference that you're holding. So, what do you participants have?
Wonderful event. We don't just look at situations, especially the dismal health situations in Nigeria. We actually want to get involved, and we have actually got involved. We try to provide health education, to our people, especially when it comes to the pharmaceutical products. We want to make sure our members are advocates in their different practice areas, whether they're in the community practice or in the clinical practice or academia. However, industrial, wherever you find yourself, be that voice that will promote what is right, ethical practices, genuine products, safe and effective products, very, very important, providing health education, providing vaccine education to our people, to the population, to everybody that cares to listen, and try to actually talk to people who may not be listening. At that point, maybe someday they will listen. We don't give up and we don't give in. So we try to bring this international resource individuals, from Dr. Baker to Dr. Leo, Dr. Gafford, and to all the resource great individuals, Dr. Fumi Ajayi. We have a lot of resource individuals that have really come together to support what we do, to support the mission and vision of this great organization, NAFTraph. So, and like I said, we don't just watch things, we get involved. And like our keynote speaker alluded to earlier in the day when he delivered his keynote address, he said if he can, save one person's life as a physician through his non-profit organization, that he has done his part. And that is the mindset I have, and this is the mindset we advocate, that you may not solve the bigger macro societal problems that are facing our nation or that are facing humanity even in general, but if you can identify one area where you can proffer some kind of solution, where you can alleviate the sufferings of the masses, or even the sufferings of, even if it is a micro society, we're not even talking about larger society now. If you can do something to change the trajectory, the wrong trajectory, things are going. I may not have a gas station to tell people how much gas is going to be sold for, which is petrol, by the way. But if you can help somebody understand when they are sick, how to go get help, even if you mean just the right healthcare professional to go to, or point them in the right direction, or provide even education on the medication they already got maybe from a source that did not give them those professional counsel or whatever. If you can do that part, just do something. You have done your part, and that's exactly what we advocate for, and that's what we promote here at NAFTraph as well. And I'm glad that we've come this far, and we still have more work to do. It's like community work, we have to do it together as a team. It just takes more than one person to do it, but we have to start from somewhere. And we've come this far. Like at the moment, we have a few partnerships that we have already signed. We are signing more people who want to partner with us because their own vision and their own missions align with that of NAFTraph. And the only way we can do more is to actually have these partnerships that will even take our mission and vision from where we are to where we want to be.
Wow, so, can you tell us as presidents, can you tell us what motivated you?
Well, what motivated this movement is about somebody who likes service. I love service. I was a contractor, now I'm a Rotarian in the US, and I was a contractor in Nigeria, yes, when I was in engineering. So now, overseas, so I believe that you can't forget who you are, you can't forget where you're coming from. And, settling overseas, that's good, but if you cannot take a little bit of help the way it's needed most, especially that your community where you grew up in, and take what is lacking, or even do something. It's what we find that is very common. People complain and give up. They complain and say, well, it's like pouring salt into a sea, maybe a cup of salt into a sea that it will be felt. Well, that's not actually true. When it comes to human support, community service, you can start from somewhere. So I told myself, I said, you know what? I have to take something back to where I came from. And if I can even sensitize, if the only thing I can succeed in doing is mentoring a group of younger professionals who can even take this dream and aspiration to higher level or to better height, I've done my part. But standing still and doing nothing is not an option. So I love service and I love to do it for free. If you haven't come to a point where you can do something for free without asking for what is in there for you, then you haven't started. And to be honest with you, values depend on who you're talking to. My values are, if I can help, if I can bring a solution to an ailing world and ailing society, I've done my part. So it's who I am, service is who I am, and I have no problem doing something for free to promote humanity, even artist micro level.
Hello. Now, doing this, where are you going to encounter so far? How will you surmount these challenges?
Well, yeah, challenges come every day, actually. And I wouldn't say surmounting might not be the word I'm going to use, but but not giving in, not crumbling in the face of challenges has been my watchword. You can't break it, you just like you try one thing, it doesn't work, but try another thing. But giving up is not an option. So we see challenges every day. Like we have a few partners a few individuals a few people, maybe some even companies that have promised, especially in the area of our healthcare, to partner with us. And the last minute, they will tell us they can't provide some of the materials that they promised they were going to bring, or sometimes they make pledges, they never live up to it. And the excuses will be, because of this more socio-economic situation in the country, and understandably so. A lot of them, they're barely breaking even now. Businesses are not where they used to be, and you and I can understand that. I mean, where goes from God knows, couple hundred naira if you now to 1,000 plus. I mean, it's just not. These things impact not just individuals, also impact businesses. Because a business will have to break, even a business will have to make profit to actually support their community. And unfortunately, the economic situations that are very, very toxic, for lack of a better term, is affecting everybody. And I pray that it gets better soon, but no giving up, no giving in. Challenges are there. But we can't let the challenges stop us. I mean, we have to find a way to get around them, or we have to work with those challenges. But we can't just back up, wave the white flag of surrender and go home. That is not even an option at the moment.
Yeah. So apart from the few partners you talked about, do you get support from the government?
No, because it's zero support from government. And to be honest, quite frankly, this is a non-governmental organization. But does it mean if government supports what we do in NAFTraph, that would be wonderful. But we haven't gotten any support from any government. And it would be great if they can buy into what we do and support us in one way or another. But at the end of the day, we still have to make that independent, non-governmental decisions when it comes to NAFTraph. It's a professional organization, and government is free to support what we do with resources, because we're doing it for the mass, for the community, for the masses. And if that's something that they will be glad to welcome them back. Again, just to reiterate, to make sure we get it correctly, this is a non-governmental, non-profit organization. That's
We noticed that last year, last edition, some students were around got scholarship. Are you getting scholarship this year?
well, the truth of the matter is that we don't really provide scholarship to anybody directly, but we help our members in a, we identify this scholarship where they are and we share these things with, the resources with our members, who eventually apply and a good number of them do get this scholarship. And we're glad that we can at least, provide that kind of assistance. And that is the power of our community. So we identify areas that will be beneficial to our members, and we share with them. About 22 to 23% of our members now, they are in grad school as we speak. Some have doctorate already, they went back. So we keep supporting their dreams and aspirations because we know that when they are armed, they are in better positions to do, because they are armed with all these higher education competencies and whatnot, and they're able to serve better and they're able to support the communities better eventually when the time comes and even at the moment. So you support with what you have, not what you don't have. So the more they earn more higher statuses, then they are in a better position to support their communities or even do more for the macro society as well.
So what would you advise the government to do to support good Nigerians like you that are trying to alleviate the sufferings of people?
Well, to be honest with you, for me, and I at least I can speak for myself. We don't really need anything personally from government because a lot of people who are coming to do this work, they're okay. They're okay. That means they're doing all right. They don't need anything from government. If something can be done, it should be for that less privileged, individual citizens that are suffering, that can't afford to eat, can't afford shelter, can't afford everyday basic needs. Those would be where our interest should be. I mean, a lot of us that came from overseas actually if you can afford your ticket, it's very expensive now. If you can afford your ticket to come and go, that means you're doing okay. Food will not be your problem, but there are people that are finding it difficult to eat. So government should do anything that they can come up with policies to alleviate the sufferings of the masses. That is one thing that they need to do. And if they can do, I mean, it's not because of lack of policies. We know what is right. And the government needs individuals to give them, a little bit of blueprint of what we can do. That then we will have a lot of bureaucrats that can come up with things to do. The problem is in the execution, and executing it in a way that they support what is purported to support. That is the biggest challenge that we have. So if there's anything the government needs to do, not for people like me, what the government needs to do, what is that they can do to support the needs, the basic needs, everyday needs of the poor masses, of the suffering of the less privileged masses. Those are the areas that should be of interest. For people like us, they call us anytime to help them come up with anything, to point them in the right direction, or give us any kind of responsibility on behalf of the people who do that. I'm not a politician, I'm not even interested in politics. But I want a situation where we want the masses, anything that we alleviate the suffering of the masses, that's what we will do.
So is this NGO strictly for people in the medical work?
Actually, no. Because again, it's a non-profit organization and we are open to, but individual joining us, definitely we are non-profit and we don't have money to share anything. Those individuals must have interest in serving, and serving at a selfless perspective. Okay, if you have a business, you want to partner with us, we don't mind have a problem promoting what you do, while you work along. But just remember, it's a non-profit organization. Our interest will be making sure that something we deposit in the hands of everyday individual, less privileged individual, to better their life, the way they live, and their health outcomes, their general well-being and outcomes. So those are very critical to us. So people who are not, in medical field, yeah, you can come join, but remember we already have mission and vision. So just bring yours, we can keep into what we do. We'll be more than happy to welcome everybody. Because everything we do is trying to enhance the living quality and the health outcomes and the health indicators of our people, both at micro level, meso level, and macro level.
Thank you so much. Your name is again, sir.
Dr. John AJC.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Last trip I was here, they busted a warehouse right here in town, full of fake medication. Why was it? I'd like to believe our talk had something to do with it, but probably not. So at any rate, a few names that you should know is you'll hear fake medications, you'll go counterfeit medications. You'll also hear the term falsified ingredients. They usually have, like I said, a portion of the correct medication, but they've been diluted with something. And what they're diluted with can often be quite harmful. Examples, antibiotics is huge. HIV medications are huge. Tuberculosis medications are huge. Erectile dysfunction medications we talked about, low-blue pills. Antiviral medications are the biggest markets right now. Also, pain medications. Nigeria is developing a controlled substance problem, the likes of which Africa has never seen. You were late. Nigeria was late to the business. But particularly the young and the elderly love their oxycodone. In the past, you had very poor pain relief available. And so once the Oxy and OxyContin and morphine and other pain, Africans took advantage of that to treat their pain. And while that may have been the beginning of it, that was the entry point where it was being at first used to treat real pain, but then patients found that they liked it, and others who had no pain found that they also liked it. So today you have a rapidly growing narcotic problem in Nigeria on top of everything else. We talked about the difference between falsified medications and counterfeit medications. Just want you to be aware of the different terms that are out there. Prevention of counterfeit drugs, beware of online shopping. Try to keep your patients from doing that. Avoid purchasing drugs from Nigeria. Like, for example, I know of some Nigerian patients that leave Nigeria, they actually